I was late for work. It was the sort of late that makes your chest hurt. Shirt misbuttoned, toast left to burn, rain-soaked shoes pounding on pavement. The street was unusually quiet. The fog was thick enough to chew, and that's when I saw it. A newsstand I'd never seen before. Wedged between a boarded-up pharmacy and a locksmith, faded canvas awning, brittle with age. And no vendor. I looked around. There were no vendors. It was as if the stand had risen out of the fog itself. But I'm a creature of habit. I always read the paper on the subway. Something about the crinkle of the pages calms me. So I grabbed one. It was the Fog Press. I'd never heard of it. The stand had no other copies. I could smell the fresh ink. Oddly, the paper was warm. I turned it over. There were no headlines. No ads, only obituaries. 10 pages of them. At first, I assumed it was some memorial edition, but the names were too familiar. I flipped through, searching for a date. Then I found it. Page 6, Daniel Keller, survived by wife and son. Known for his generosity and his habit of overwatering plants. I got it. Daniel was my best friend, still alive as of last night. We played poker together. I scanned the date, tomorrow. That evening, I went to the poker hole. Daniel wasn't there. I waited, hoping it was a mistake. Then I called his wife. He wasn't here last night, was he? She sounded tired. He mentioned you, said you two had a disagreement. Wanted me to tell you he was sorry. I thought of the paper, the message in the ink. Something shimmered. I bent closer. The letters flickered like heat on asphalt, and then they moved. He will cross the yellow line, but not the street. It vanished. I blinked. The ink returned to stillness. I ran to call Daniel. He didn't answer. By noon, I was outside his office. By 5 p.m., I convinced him to leave work early. Trust me, I said. Please, just humor me. He rolled his eyes, laughing, and walked out the front of the building. That's when a cyclist speeding down the foggy sidewalk clipped his leg. Daniel staggered back. His foot landed behind him over the subway platform's yellow line, just as the express roared through. At the funeral, I couldn't stop thinking about the paper. How I tried to save him, how I'd led him to it. I returned to the same street every morning after. Waited in fog, wind, even snow. 6 days later, it returned. No vendor, only one fresh copy of the Fog Press. I opened it with shaking hands. This time, on the final obituary page, was my name, Marcus Hall. His mind was louder than his voice, survived by silence. And beneath the photo, he'll find what he's looking for. And then it will find him. I didn't sleep that night. I began to see the paper everywhere. The clues, I thought. They were trying to tell me something. Articles shifted when I looked away. Phrases changed. One page had a circle of crossword, only a few words completed. Ash, stand, burn. And in the corner, ink feeds on belief. I stopped sleeping. I carried the paper everywhere, decoding it like a madman. I stopped going to work. The newspaper followed me every morning. A new copy sat on my doorstep, even when I moved. I realized I didn't have to die. I just had to kill the story. Then it came again one final fog dawn. Same alley, same stand, but this time I brought gasoline. I soaked the stand, the papers, the shelves. A wind howled hot and cold at once. The fog curled away, revealing old, blood-brittle newspaper clippings beneath the fresh ones' faces like mine, names scratched out. They had all tried to beat it, but I had something they didn't. I pulled my lighter from my pocket. The paper seared, screamed. The stand screamed, not with voice, but with the sound of folding time. Pages curling in heat, headlines moaning, ink dripping like blood. I watched until ash kissed the wind. I don't read anymore. No magazines, no websites, no news tickers. People call me paranoid, but every now and then, and the rustling of someone's folded paper or the whisper of a page turning behind. Me on the train, I feel it, ink watching, because belief feeds stories, and I was the first to burn the ending.